Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Will you please introduce yourself?
I'm Elizabeth Padre, 40 years old, married with 2 kids.
Kids of what?
2 daughters.
2 daughters.
Yes,
Ages
ma'am.
of?
13 and 17, ma'am.
Okay, and how many are you in the family?
I'm 2 members of my family.
There are 2 members in your family.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that means you have 1 sibling.
Yes, ma'am.
A brother or a sister?
Brother, ma'am.
A brother.
Yes.
Okay. Did you finish your high school?
Yes, ma'am.
How about college?
Finish, ma'am.
Of what course?
Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education.
Elementary education.
Yes,
So you know how to get along with the children.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so how can you get along with the
To
children?
play with them and teach them.
To play with them and to teach them.
Yes,
Okay. And did you have any experience? Do you have any experience working as a domestic helper in abroad before?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Where?
In Taiwan, ma'am.
Taiwan.
Yes,
Of
ma'am.
what nationality? Your
Chinese,
employer?
ma'am.
Chinese. Okay. So do they have children?
Yes, ma'am.
How many?
2, ma'am. 2.
Ages of
39 and 42.
39 and 42. Children.
6 and 12, 10, ma'am.
6 and
10.
10.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what are your duties and responsibilities? Go. What are your duties and responsibilities?
My duties and responsibilities is to help to take a bath and feed them.
The children.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And do you bring them to school
Yes, ma'am.
and bring them back home
Yes, ma'am.
and bring them to the park?
Yes, ma'am.
So play with them
Yes, ma'am.
sometimes. Okay. How about an elderly? Do you have any experience?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any experience taking care of an elderly before?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Female or male?
Female, ma'am.
Of what age?
63 years old, ma'am.
63.
Yes.
Healthy or
Yes, ma'am.
bedridden?
Healthy.
Healthy. Okay. So what are your duties and responsibilities taking care
Help to
of?
take a bath by feeding. Help to take a medicine and go to the bed.
Okay, assisting them in
Assisting go to the park.
also to the park.
Yes, ma'am.
Walking with them to the park.
Yes.
Okay. So do you know how to cook?
Yes, ma'am.
You work in Taiwan.
Yes,
so
ma'am. Yes.
do you know any Chinese food?
Yes, ma'am.
Like what?
Fried rice, noodles, chicken curry, and more.
Okay, and more.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
that means
Yes,
A
ma'am.
lot
yes.
more.
Yes, ma'am.
okay. And how about in the Philippines? Do you have any experience working in the Philippines?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and in the Philippines for how many years?
1 year, ma'am. 1.
1 year.
Yes.
Okay. Did you finish your contract?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, only for 1 year.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and in Taiwan, you worked for how many years?
6 years, ma'am. 6 years.
6 years. Finish
Yes.
contract also.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so if you're going to work in Hong Kong, you can also finish the contract.
Yes, ma'am.
And are you willing to accept days off set by your employer?
Yes, ma'am.
And how about an extension? If they will ask you for an extension
Yes,
for your
ma'am. I like to extend my
contract.
Yes.
Okay, and do you know any nursery rhyme?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you please sing?
1 little, 2 little, 3 little Indians, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little Indians, 7 little, 8 little, 9 little Indians, 10 little Indian boys.
Okay, thank you. You worked in Taiwan for 6 years.
Yes, ma'am.
So do you know how to speak Mandarin?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you give me some examples and could you please translate it in English?
By counting, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10.
Okay, and how about good morning,
Ni hao,
good evening,
waan,
how are you? How are you?
ni hao.
Ni hao.
Yes, ma'am.
The first one was good morning.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and can you do marketing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you have two daughters, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Who's going to take care of your children?
My husband, ma'am.
Your husband.
Yes.
Okay. And what if your husband is working? Who's going to take care of
My
your
mother
children?
and father, ma'am.
Your parents.
Yes.
Okay. And why do you want to work in Hong Kong?
To earn more money for the future of my kids and my
Future.
family.
The future of your two daughters,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Okay. And for example, you commit mistake. What are you going to do?
I tell to my employer that I have a mistake and
What are you going to tell them?
to tell sorry for them.
Okay, for the mistake you have done.
Yes, ma'am.
And
I
can you
promise I will
promise
do it again.
not to do it again?
Yes.
Okay, it's good. And can you give me a short message for your future employer?
To my future employer, I will do my best as a domestic helper for you and hope you will hope see you soon. Thank you.
In Hong Kong. Okay, and can you promise that you're going to obey the rules and regulations inside the house?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, and finish contract.
Yes,
finish
ma'am.
the contract again.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I think that will be all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.